World War II was more than just a clash of armies. It was honestly a mental pressure cooker. Soldiers weren't only battling the enemy, but also their own biology. Commanders began to notice something strange. Most breakdowns on the front lines weren't caused by bullets, but by the mind hitting its limit. Combat fatigue and battle exhaustion, became recognized as real threats to entire divisions. Studies found that after roughly a month of continuous combat, many soldiers simply couldn't go on. Not because of lack of courage, but because the brain can only stay in fight-or-flight mode for so long. Military psychologists were brought in to understand what made some men crumble and others stay composed. What they found, well, it reshaped not only warfare, but modern stress training forever. One of the simplest yet most effective survival tactics came down to shrinking your world. Instead of thinking about the entire battle or worrying about the next day, soldiers were taught to lock onto the immediate task in front of them. Clean your weapon. Reload. Check on your buddy. Eat when you can. This narrow focus kept their thoughts from spiraling into panic. In the middle of artillery fire, they trained their brains to think small and act deliberately. It's the same psychological trick used by special operations teams today. Break overwhelming chaos into manageable actions. For preppers or anyone dealing with crisis, the takeaway is gold. Stop forecasting doom and zero in on what you can control in the next 30 seconds. Fear doesn't start in the brain. It starts in the body. Soldiers under fire could feel panic rising long before a thought even formed. Their heartbeat spiked, breathing shortened, muscles tightened, and the mind followed the body's lead into chaos. During the Second World War, instructors noticed that soldiers who slowed their breathing during intense moments performed better under fire. That discovery, my friends, became the foundation for what modern forces now call tactical breathing. The pattern is simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale for 6. It tells your body you're not dying, even when the situation feels like it. The same principle works during any crisis. Whether you're facing an accident, a blackout, or a confrontation, you can override panic physiology with breath control. It's like a reset button you carry everywhere. WWII airmen who expected to be shot down behind enemy lines were taught something revolutionary: mental rehearsal. Before missions, they would visualize every step parachute deployment, landing, escape route, safe zones, and even how they'd react if captured. That practice run rewired their brains, giving them a mental script when everything went wrong. Modern neuroscience backs this up. The brain can't tell much difference between vivid visualization and actual experience. Elite soldiers, athletes, and survival instructors still rely on this method today. If you're prepping for disaster or self-defense, just walk through your plan in your mind before it ever happens. The moment fear hits, you'll already know what to do because your brain has been there before. One of the most underrated secrets to surviving fear came from camaraderie. Soldiers didn't fight for ideology, They fought for the man next to them. And when one soldier began to crack, his buddy would anchor him back, giving direction, focus, or just human presence. This wasn't a soft idea. It was a survival tool. Armies discovered that men held the line not through individual toughness, but through connection. A trusted comrade could pull another soldier out of panic with a word, a task, or even just eye contact. Today's elite forces and emergency responders train the same way. You never operate alone. In a prepping or disaster context, build a mental wingman system. Check in, talk through decisions, and remind each other of your goals. Fear thrives in isolation, but fades fast when shared. The science behind these tricks is simple, but powerful. When fear takes over, the body releases adrenaline and cortisol, narrowing focus and freezing rational thought. Tactical breathing lowers heart rate and signals safety to the nervous system. Microtasking breaks cognitive overload, restoring control. Visualization activates neural pathways that reduce hesitation under stress. Social connection releases oxytocin, which balances stress hormones and restores confidence. None of these tricks erase fear. They manage it. WWII soldiers didn't stop being afraid. They learned to act through fear. That's the real difference between panic and survival. If you're into prepping or crisis readiness, these lessons are, well, priceless. Build them into your routine. When stress hits, start with the body. Control your breath before you think. Train your mind by rehearsing realistic scenarios, from power outages to evacuations. Simplify every situation to small, winnable tasks. And don't underestimate the human factor. Keep people close who can steady you when your instincts want to flee. The men who faced machine guns, bombings, and endless nights proved that fear is just another obstacle you can train to overcome. If this dive into forgotten battlefield psychology inspired you, make sure to subscribe and share this episode. Every week on the Forgotten War fronts, we uncover the lost lessons of history and turn them into tools for modern survival. Stay sharp, stay steady, and remember, the real battle is always in the mind.